Coming to you pre-recorded from Indianapolis, Indiana. My name's David, and this is my reaction to Game 3 between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Indiana Pacers. The urgency just wasn't there for the Pacers tonight. The Cleveland Cavaliers came out with more urgency, more determination. The intensity was just on a different level from the Cavaliers compared to the Pacers. I saw a lot of laziness from Siakam and Halliburton. Halliburton just was off last night, no other way around it. But right now it's time to give the flowers and the respect. And kudos to Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers for their outstanding performance to Game 3. Bad passes from Nembhard, stupid misses from Nesmith. Sorry. No, Donovan Mitchell is one of 8 players to average, 26, 28 points per game in the playoffs. Donovan Mitchell's in special company. He's on a tear. He's in legendary territory right now. Donovan Mitchell has been a triple plus, close to flawless, a tier below Jordan. Donovan Mitchell's been great, man. He's 43 points Game 3, and he just had 48 points in Game 2. Donovan Mitchell's putting his team on his back, putting the cape on, and they refused to even think about losing for Game 3. So 43 points, 14 of 29 shooting from the field for Donovan Mitchell, 5 of 13 from three-pointers, 10 of 14 free throws, 9 rebounds for Donovan Mitchell, 5 assists, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, 43 points for Donovan Mitchell. Evan Mobley had 18 points, 6 of 13 shooting, 1 of 3 three-pointers, 5 of 6 free throw line for Evan Mobley, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks for Evan Mobley, 18 points. Evan Mobley was welcomed back with open arms. He was a menace defensively. 3 steals, 3 blocks, just kind of highlights for the stat sheet, but he was a presence out there defensively. Their zones were fucking the Pacers' offense all the way up. Really put a wrench in what the Pacers' flow was. And a lot of, the Pacers may have lacked energy, lacked urgency, started feeling themselves, came in the game fat and sassy, but the Cleveland's defense deserves a lot of credit. And, Donovan Mitchell deserves more credit, but the defense was outstanding for the Cavaliers. And that started with Evan Mobley. Max Strus had 20 points, 8 of 12 shooting, 4 for 8 three-point shooting, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. I think is more impressive for Max Strus, but all around great game. 8 of 12, 4 of 8 three-pointers. All around great, outstanding performance, outstanding production you got out of Max Strus of Game 3. 20 points for Max Strus. Jarrett Allen had 19 points, 6 of 11 shooting, 7 of 8 free throws, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 3 turnovers. Jarrett Allen had 19 points. So, a lot of great stat lines for the Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen combined for 14 offensive rebounds. 14 offensive rebounds from 3 players, one of them being a fucking guard. I don't care if it's Donovan Mitchell now. We can't be giving up 14 offensive rebounds. That's terrible. We gave up more than that for the team. We'll get to that. Darius Garland had 10 points. He was really a non-factor, but it was good to see him out there. He was a great boost for the Cavaliers. He hurt his toe again late in the game, but I'm sure he'll be playing next game. Maybe. I don't know. He did look banged up, but it was still good to have him out there. I know it was an energy booster for the Cavs. If I were to bet, I'd say he's playing next game. But he was starting to get hobbled around and banged up, so it's something to keep an eye on. 4 turnovers for Garland. He was really a non-factor statistically, but, he's a presence out there, kind of a decoy. He helps with the ball movement. The ball movement, like that first play, Garland was, driving and kicking, and then the guy he kicked to kicks it to someone else. That's the ball movement that the Cavs was lacking, and Darius Garland's at the center of that, Well, not like the center of the team, but like when it comes to ball movement, whatever. Trying to just get this over with and get this game behind us. Dean Wade and DeAndre Hunter combined for 9 rebounds off the bench. So we're going to do the Pacer stats, then we're going to do the team stats. I might be able to sneak in expectations for game 4. And then get this shit over with. We got our asses kicked. Alright, so we just ran through some Cavs stats, and now we'll run through the Pacer stats. Let's start with the best, and then we'll end with the worst performance, right? Wink, wink. We know what that's going to be, right? Bennedict Mathurin had 23 points for the Pacers. Like one of the main bright spots. There was a couple, but he was the brightest one. 6 of 11 shooting, 3 for 8 3-pointers, 8 for 9 free throw line, 1 rebound, 1 steal, 2 turnovers for Bennedict Mathurin. He had a great game. I was really happy for Bennedict Mathurin. That's what was there to say. He got to the free throw line. I'd like to see, if we get 8 3-pointer attempts from Mathurin, I'd like to see 20 field goal attempts. But he got to the free throw line. He got 9 free throw attempts. So Mathurin did all he could. He did the best he could. Siakam 18 points. That's kind of deceiving. 8 of 14 shooting, 1 of 4 3-pointers, 1 of 3 free throws, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. If you didn't watch the game and you look at that and you think Siakam had a good game, it's not true. Like, most of those points were in the fourth quarter, and they were meaningless. I mean, it didn't feel meaningless watching the game, but overall, big picture after the game, those were meaningless points. We got most of those in the fourth quarter. We would have liked to seen that sooner than what we got them. Miles Turner, another guy that's kind of deceiving on the stat sheet. Like, his 15 points, 9 if not all of them. 9, if not all of his 15 points were in the first quarter. Miles Turner was 4 for 7, 1 for 2 3-pointers. He got 8 free throw attempts, 6 of 8 free throws. Miles Turner was the only one to score in the first quarter. He didn't do shit after that. 3 rebounds, unacceptable. You need more than that. 1 steal, 3 blocks, 1 turnover. Miles Turner has his 3 blocks, but you need more rebounds. You need more 3-pointer attempts. When 15 points, generally speaking, for the game is good for Miles Turner. But when you get 9 to 12, like a lot of these points in the first quarter, like, you can keep feeding them, TJ McConnell started rough, but he ended the game on he had a bounce back game compared to his game 2. He had 12 points off the bench, 4 of 9 shooting, 4 for 4 free throws for TJ McConnell, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 turnover for TJ McConnell, 12 points. Aaron Nesmith is only getting mentioned because he had 7 rebounds. He was the team leader in rebounds and 7 rebounds. TJ McConnell was the team's second leading rebounder with 6 fucking rebounds. It's just unbelievable, unacceptable effort from the Pacers in the rebounding department. Aaron Nesmith got 7 points, 3 of 7 shooting, 1 of 4 from the 3-point line, 7 rebounds. The only thing they really did good. He had an assist and he had 2 blocks. Obi Toppin wasn't going to get mentioned, but he had 5 assists to go along with his 1 for 7 shooting. He was 3 for 4 on the free throw line, so I gave him 3 of the 5 points that he got. He did have 5 assists. Andrew Nembhard, 10 points, 4 of 9, 2 for 4 3-pointers, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 3 turnovers for Andrew Nembhard. Halliburton had an unacceptable 4 points. He was the only Pacer with 30 minutes. All he gave us was 4 points on 2 of 8 shooting, 0 for 1 3-pointers, 5 assists, 1 steal, 3 turnovers. Before I rant a little bit of how unacceptable Halliburton's performance was, we did put James Johnson in late in the game before we put the whole bench. Things was getting physical. I don't know exactly what that was all about, but I think it's still worth noting. I think it's interesting that they put James Johnson in the game. Rick Carlisle is a smart coach, despite, some people may not like that, and especially after this game, and, might be mad at him for how Siakam's rotation went down in the fourth quarter. But he's playing the long game here, and putting James Johnson in the game, and when he did, and he still had a couple starters out there when he put him out there, and then he got that screen, got a foul called on him right away on the offensive foul for James Johnson. So we're standing up to these guys the best we can because they just out physicaled us and out bullied us. And our last ditch effort to, before he got punched in the face, was throwing James Johnson out there. And we're just standing up to these guys, and that's what we need to do in Game 4 is stand up to these guys. So, but Tyrese Halliburton, he's got to do better, man. There's no way around that, and I expect him to bounce back. And if you don't, he'll be talked about accordingly. But we're gonna give him a pass. We came in fat and sassy. Hit the game winner, and for us to have the luxury of being able to lose Game 3 at home and still have home court advantage is something that we're gonna have to, party time's over. We gotta take care of home court Game 4, and that's what we gotta do. But Halliburton be the only Pacer in 30 minutes, and just bad rebounding from the Pacers from Game 3. Halliburton's got to give us more than 8 shots, only 5 assists. So normally he's had bad games before, but he's made up with assists. So he's not even giving out his assists the last 2 games. So we need Halliburton to step up, obviously. That really caps the Pacers stats. We're going to transition into team stats, all right? We are now transitioning to team stats. The Cleveland Cavaliers had 20 more field goal attempts in Game 3. They had 20 more field goal attempts in Game 3 than the Pacers did. That makes it where the Cleveland Cavaliers have now 40 more field goal attempts on the entire series than the Indiana Pacers. That is just downright unacceptable. Can't be having that. A lot of those extra field goal attempts is because of offensive rebounding. We got to clean these offensive rebounds the Cavaliers are getting up because we can't just keep giving them all these offensive rebounds and expect us to win the series. So, we don't necessarily have to out-rebound these guys, but the way they out-rebounded us yesterday, they just bitch-slapped us, bro. And you get 20 more field goal attempts than us. And the thing is we had a better field goal percentage than the Cavaliers. We shot 35 of 80. Cavaliers shot 42 of 100. And so Pacers had 43.8 field goal percentage. The Cavaliers had 42%. So you're shooting better percentage, but it don't matter when you can't fucking rebound. The Cavs made 5 more three-pointers on 17 more attempts. So the Cavaliers shot 17 more threes than us. So in the past, they shot more threes than us, but we were still making as much, if not more. But this time the Cavs have 5 more three-pointers on 17 more attempts. The Cavaliers shot 29.8% from the three-point line. Pacers were 30%. So they was basically both 30% from the three-pointers. Cavaliers was shooting more. But I don't really think three-pointers had some daggers, but this game wasn't really about three-pointers. It was about Donovan Mitchell dominating and the rebounding. And we'll go over more in a second. The free throws, not really important. Cavs were 28 for 37. Pacers were 25 for 34. So 75.7% free throws for the Cavs, 73.5% for the Pacers on the free throws. So again, rebounding was the thing. The Cavaliers had 19 more total rebounds than the Pacers. They out-rebounded the Pacers 56 to 37. So 13 of our 37 rebounds was from fucking T.J. McConnell and Aaron Nesmith. We was out-rebounded 18 to 4 offensive rebounds. Cavaliers had 18 offensive rebounds. 14 of those was from Mitchell, Mobley, and Allen, and a lot of them were in the first quarter. But 18 to 4 on the offense, you can't be serious. That's, we can write this off as a letdown game, but we got to learn from this. We can't keep letting this happen because they've already been dominating all these extra field goal attempts. But they've been dominating the offensive rebounding department. Like, we've been hanging in there, total rebounds, but Game 3 was definitely 18 to 4 on the offensive rebounds. So, yeah, not acceptable. 38 to 33 defensive rebounds favoring the Cavs. So, the Pacers out had more assists. So here's some stuff the Pacers did better on technicalities. Pacers had 26 assists to the Cavaliers 24 assists. So the Cavaliers still had a lot better ball movement though. Just by like eye test, they were doing a great job. Great job by the Cavaliers. The Pacers outblocked them 8-7, 6-5 on steals. We lost the turnover battle, we won the turnover battle by 1. We had 10 less points in the paint. We got outscored in the paint 56-46. So the Cavaliers bodied us, man. Killed us on the rebounds. It was the Donovan Mitchell show. He was doing everything on both sides of the court, making stops, block shots, finding open guys, scoring 43 points, making us free throws, getting to the free throw line. And it was, bravo. Kudos, especially after having a 48-point game 2. So for you to do back-to-back games having 40 points, that deserves a lot of credit and a lot of respect and a lot of recognition. So after Donovan Mitchell's outstanding performance, you give the offensive rebounds for the Cavs really was a big factor in the game. They had better ball movement than they had in the first couple games, I felt like, even though their assist doesn't necessarily show that significantly. I felt eye test wise the Cavs were a lot more confident moving the ball around. They weren't as tired in the fourth quarter. They were a lot more crisp, a lot more solid, a lot more urgent than the Pacers. They came out and did what they were supposed to. Give my kudos to the Cavs in regards of Game 3. I can sneak in some Game 4 expectations. I expect the Pacers to win. It's just that simple, bro. I'll react. If I have to react to 2-2, I'll react to that then. I said Pacers in 6 from the beginning, so I'm allowed one more loss, but we don't want to lose both of our games at home. I expect it to be a lot closer game. I don't think we'll learn about the Cavs' heart if they got to win in a close game. I want us not losing in any close games. If they're going to beat us, they got to beat us like this. I expect a better game from the Pacers. I expect a better game from Halliburton. I mean, we got to figure Donovan Mitchell can score 30 and you can cool off a little bit, right? Pacers in 6. I expect us to win Game 4. Let's beat 3-1 going back into Cleveland. Good game to the Cavaliers. Kudos. Tip of the hat. I'm done. On to the next one.